everyone!
Hi!
Welcome to Wednesdays with Whitney. I'm Whitney, and today we are joined by Miss Angela Carter, who is President and CEO of Skin, Body, Soul, and we are live from your office in West Des Moines.
Yes, I'm very excited to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Angela and I have known each other for a while now because I may or may not have wandered in here one day asking about laser hair removal. So, there it is, guys. This is how we met.
Real talk.
It's real. We're going to talk about laser hair removal today. So, I am currently enjoying that service with Skin, Body, Soul. We'll just gloss over that, but I said it out loud, and it's been amazing. And then, I don't know if who has seen this, but I did like a little Instagram story about a hydrofacial I just did here.
Amazing.
Which was so much fun, by the way. Kayla was phenomenal.
We love her. She's one of our best.
So good. And like, she was super willing to be, you know, in the videos, and like, I just had a really great time with it. Plus my skin like looked and felt amazing, but you know, you can go back through my Instagram and see all of that. But we're here today to talk about Miss Angela. And how did you become president and CEO of Skin, Body, Soul?
Oh my gosh.
You didn't start out here, right?
I did not start out here, actually.
Let's go back to the beginning.
We'll go back to the beginning. We'll go way back to the beginning.
Way back.
So my background originally comes from, I worked in the insurance industry. I worked for several financial planners and financial firms in the metro area.
Do people say that they can't see that now? Like, I was shocked when you're like, you were in insurance.
Yes.
Okay.
They do.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in my 20s, basically just working for the man.
Yep.
And I came into a situation where one day my boss kind of sat me down and said to me, you know, you're never really going to be more than you are right now. You know, you're never going to do better. You'll always just be an assistant, and you'll never earn more because you don't have, you know, a big fancy degree or whatever. And that was like a total transformative moment for me.
Yeah.
It was, I was like, well, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
Like, this is not how I'm going to
You obviously don't believe in me. You don't want to invest in me.
Right. And then it was basically like, I needed to like believe in myself at that point. So I left my job. I took a total leap of faith, and
which is huge. I mean, you've been living in like a black and white insurance world with a paycheck, with benefits, for the majority of your 20s.
Yes, exactly. And it was what I thought I had to do. Right. It's what we kind of, some of us get in this trap where we think like that's what we have to do. We're just going to be pushing paper and sitting in a cubicle for the rest of our life and just kind of making these small steps maybe towards advancement. But I knew I wanted more than that, and I knew that I could do better than that.
Isn't it so interesting that you have this, you know, you've been doing something for so long, and then somebody basically challenges you and says, I don't think you can do it, and then you're like, well, yes, I can.
And in that moment, I was pissed.
Oh, I'm sure. And probably
so mad.
Devastated. I would be devastated if somebody said that.
But also it clicked something on that it was like, no, I'm going to prove you wrong. So I guess in a way I could like, you could thank that guy.
You don't have to.
I won't say his name,
but
I guess I could thank him.
You can send like one of those snarky thank you letters, like, thank you for propelling me to greatness.
Yes. So I took this leap of faith. I always knew that I loved the beauty industry, and as a person, I love helping people. Yeah. And I knew that was what I wanted to do. So I was like, I'm going to do this beauty school thing where you learn about skin and makeup and hair removal and things like that. And I enrolled in school, got my license as a licensed esthetician 6 years ago, and got a job. Yeah.
This was working at Skin, Body, Soul was your first job.
Was my very first job out of school. I literally started the day after I graduated. Yeah. Which is crazy. But so I started the day after I graduated, and then just through building this business and kind of having an understanding of how business works, we built this amazing, incredible company. Yeah. And then I just kind of worked my way up.
Well, and you said when you started, you were the only employee?
I was.
Is that true? Okay,
Yep. I was the only esthetician and the only employee here in the Des Moines Spa. We were in a small, teeny tiny, small footprint location. Within 6 months, we grew to a huge 10-room clinic where we are right now. Yeah. And then a few years later, we opened up our second location in Ankeny. So we have 2 med spas here to help the greater Des Moines area. So.
And what was your leadership role in helping that growth? Because like that's some pretty quick like extension there. It's incredible.
You know, I always, of course, I loved doing aesthetic treatments and helping people look and feel their best, but I always had an interest on like the minutia of business, like how much does this treatment cost us? How much does it cost us to do this? And just basically the numbers part.
The nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
The parts that I had
I
so
can't say in the beginning I was very good at it, but I always had an interest in it.
Yeah.
So basically, when we moved into a larger clinic, we brought on a full staff. I became the spa director.
Yeah.
And then I helped open, basically found our location in Ankeny, opened, hired, trained that staff. We have an amazing staff there too.
Huge.
And then about a year and a half ago, our former president and CEO, Brandon, stepped down, and I stepped into his role just because I'd helped, you know, grow this business so much, and it really is my passion. So it just was a natural fit.
And so, like, looking back, so a lot of what I love talking to people about is risk taking.
Yes.
So one of the first questions I asked her today when we started talking was like, are you a risk taker? And she's like, yeah. And then we got deeper into your story, and you talked about your 20s when you weren't at all. So like, tell me about that transition of like, what would feel like a risk right now?
What would feel like a risk right now?
That's actually probably a really hard question.
That is a really hard question.
I didn't prepare for this
this was a little bit of a risk.
Yes.
We've changed the way that we do business since I kind of came online as the president and CEO. So a lot of risks have happened. I can't say there's anything big that seems really crazy right now because we're kind of in the process of maybe expanding here soon as well. So I don't know that there's anything that seems, I don't know. I guess
it seems like if you're going to do another location, like you've done that before.
We've done that before.
Like there are, of course, like,
goes.
you know, hiring risks and like the things that you take on when you grow a staff. But like also those, once you've done them before, don't really feel like risks. They just feel like learning opportunities.
Exactly.
Like, and that's what we were talking about. Like at this point, like not to say that, I mean, the amount of things that are left to learn are incredible. And sometimes I learn something and I'm like, oh God, that's what they were talking about.
Yes.
It just happened to me.
Yes. I think with my background and just kind of the transition that happened into my life, I think when you feel like it's either like, I don't have anything to lose or like this is my only option, that's just what you go for. And small failures happen throughout your journey, and I think those are as important, it's equally important as your successes. So having just a healthy relationship with being able to fail and see those small failures or large failures and learning from them and turning them around is so valuable.
Well, and learning to, like, when a failure happens, just like looking at, you know, if there's a person involved, or looking at them and saying like, hey, I just failed you, or this just failed, or like, let's have a dialogue about that. And like, I think taking the embarrassment away from that, because
it's transparency, really. Is
absolutely.
What it is.
Because then, if you're in an interaction with something where, you know, sometimes we just fail really quietly by ourselves, like failing to get out of bed when the alarm goes off, like that happens occasionally, and I just talk to myself about it. But if I'm doing it with, if something else happens, I think that anytime that I've had a problem where I'm like, hey, that didn't go so well, and like it's on me, just by talking to the other person, it ends up feeling like a win.
For sure.
Like, even if you can't go back and change whatever it was.
For sure.
And so, I've just always lived my life and like, let's just chat about it.
And that, you know, I think that it's transparent. And we want, I mean, as humans, we want that kind of connection where you have those kinds of discussions. And that also, like, that brings the other person on board with you, too. And it becomes a, like, let's figure this out together instead of, like, why did this go wrong for you? It becomes a, you know, more team effort.
I love that. So you and your husband have another adventure.
We do.
Yes. Can you give us a little bit about that?
Yes. So my wonderful husband, Alex Carter.
Hello.
He, well-known pastry chef in the Des Moines area, worked for Table 128 and a few other restaurants around the area. We just opened, not just, but it's been 3 years, Black Cat Ice Cream, which is a small artisanal local grass-fed dairy. We use all the best ingredients, fun flavors, tiny little spots. downtown.
So cute. If you haven't been, there's always a line outside. So if you're at the sculpture park, and you see that line,
follow the line.
Yeah,
it's a walk-up window. We're sorry, there's nowhere to go in right now. We're working on
There's a whole park.
There is a whole park. There is a whole park. So, you know, just kind of having that experience with him and building that business with him. I mean, he is the creative force behind. He is the reason Black Cat Ice Cream exists. But I think my position with Skin Body Soul has kind of helped, you know, with that partnership, and you know, we kind of really complement each other.
Yeah, which I think is beautiful. That you get to dip your toes and like different. I mean, obviously you're like here in the beauty space, but there's something.
My main gig. Yeah, my main thing.
Awesome. So something that we've been collaborating on recently. So you approached her, I don't know how it happened, but we're working together. So Brand Launch and Angela are working together with the Hummingbirds. So you guys have been hearing us talk about the Hummingbirds, which is our group of local influencers.
Everyone wants to know, what are the Hummingbirds?
What are the Hummingbirds? And I keep introducing this topic, and the idea is that if you are in love with your community and want to support it and want to be a voice box for good businesses doing good things, or nonprofits that like want a little boost, or a restaurant opening, please reach out to me. You can DM me, or you can message Emily Steele. We are co-owners in Brand Launch, but we created the Hummingbirds as a hub for all the people who are talking about businesses. And so, Angela, what we're doing right now is I get to be a bird for you, which I fought hard for, right? I was like, I want it. So that's how I got to do the hydrofacial, and that's like that experience in and of itself, and just talking to you about your perspectives from marketing and that collaboration, I think has been super fun.
And we've been so thankful. I mean, just in the 1 month that we have used, you know, you guys as Hummingbirds has been tremendous. We don't use traditional advertising. Like, you will not see a billboard for us. You will not hear about us on the radio. But your friends probably come here. And the fact that they want to talk about, and they do, the fact that they want to talk about that, I mean, just speaks volumes as opposed to a billboard you see on the side of the road.
Absolutely. And like, I think referrals are I mean, they are. That's what Facebook is there for, is like, you know, that referral, like recommend here. The reason I ended up here the first time was because Kathleen Meld, hey Kathleen, was sitting on my couch and she's like, I'm going to go to Skin Body. Like, she just said it out loud. She's like, I'm going to get a thing. I won't give it away, Kathleen. And I was like, wait, I need that too. Okay, so I wanted laser hair removal. And I was like, I'm coming. Like, so that's how I ended up here the first time. It was literally just like,
a friend said,
I needed the service. Yes. Yeah. And so I'm here a lot now, but
which we love.
Yes,
we love.
Absolutely. So as a perk, I'll let you tell about that, but there'll be a little link in our comments.
Just for all of, you know, friends, fans, and followers of Wednesdays with Whitney, and hopefully lovers of Skin Body Soul too, we're offering a special promotion for everyone watching. There'll be a link, I think, in the comments. You can click on for $75 off our amazing hydrofacial. It's great for any skin. Whether
truly any skin, because I have super sensitive skin and I get a little crazy when skin things happen. So like I handled it really, really well. So,
and whether you're someone who's experienced in medical aesthetics treatments, meaning you do lasers and Botox and fillers, or whether you're someone who's brand new and you're like, maybe I should try this thing, or this thing with my skin I want to fix. Hydrofacial is so great for everyone. So we're offering $75 off our signature hydrofacial for everyone, which is a tremendous deal. So we love you guys, and we want you to come see us.
Great in December when my skin is like dying
everyone's
every
skin
day.
Is freaking out.
Can we figure out how to do a hydrofacial for my hands? I know that's called like a manicure, but I want like all of the like exfoliating and all that stuff. So maybe in the future we'll do that. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on this week.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, and you'll be seeing more from me on what Angela's doing here at Skin Body Soul, because we're going to keep working together in a Hummingbird relationship. So awesome. Thanks, guys. Bye.